It's pretty much tradition for Apple to unveil a new version of iOS at WWDC, and this year's event was no exception. At WWDC 2015, Apple unveiled iOS 9, which is a brand new operating system for their mobile devices. While it's true that it's more of an evolution than a revolution, it provides a bunch of much needed refinement to existing apps, and also adds some really cool unexpected features as well. So one of the biggest new things in iOS 9 is the new Apple Music service, which aims to tackle all your music needs. This is going head-to-head against Spotify, Rdio, and all the others, with a streaming service that'll cost $10 per month after a 3-month free trial, and then you can also opt for a $14.99 family plan. The company's also launching Beats One, which is a 24-hour radio station, and it's bringing human-curated playlists from Beats, with playlist recommendations tailored to your tastes. Also, the company is actually recreating Ping with Beats Connect, a social network to connect with artists and get artist extras. All of this should be built into Apple's Music app in the future, and it actually looks really cool. Now, another new app that's coming in iOS 9 is the new News app, which at a practical level is basically just to clone a Flipboard. It's basically a way to get web content in a native app, since the articles can come from anywhere, but the best ones are built in Apple News format. News is basically just a very visual RSS reader, and publishers should quickly get on board if there is a way to display ads. Now, there are already a bunch of publishers working with Apple on News, but it will only be available in the US, the UK, and Australia for now. Now, iOS 9 also brings with it a number of changes that are designed to make the iPad a more productivity-focused tablet. One of these new features is a trackpad feature where you basically put 2 fingers on the keyboard, and then the iPad becomes a trackpad where you can move the cursor around. Above the keyboard there are new cut, copy, and paste shortcuts if they're relevant to the app you're using as well. In addition, Apple's finally brought split-screen apps to the iPad with 2 new features called Split View and Slide Over. You can run 2 apps at the same time side by side. Basically, Slide Over lets you slide from the app to get another app, such as Messages, but if you pull down from the top using the new app switcher, you can switch this app and select another one. With Split View, both apps stay active, and you can do things in both at the same time. Even better, you can drag and drop stuff from one app to the other, which should make sending photos a lot easier. If you swipe with 4 fingers, you can switch the 2 active apps, and apps can be 50-50 or 70-30 on screen. This is honestly very similar to Windows split screen features, and it's something that I've really wanted in iOS for a while. Unfortunately, it is only available for the iPad Air 2 for now. It's not available in older iPad models, and it's obviously not available on the iPhone yet. Now, Siri is also getting an update in iOS 9. For a while now, it hasn't been as good as Google Now, and that's why Apple's adding some smarter abilities to its voice query feature. For example, you can now say, "Show me photos from Utah from last August," and you'll get those photos. With a new feature called Proactive, Siri will also optimize your phone use depending on what you're doing. For instance, it can automatically start an audiobook once you're in your car, because you like to listen to audiobooks on the road. Like many smart calendars, Siri will also take into account the time you need to get to your next meeting, and alert you in advance. All of this is bundled in a new user interface that'll suggest apps and contacts based on where you are and what you're doing. Amidst it all though, Apple is claiming that none of this violates your privacy since they're not storing any of your information, they're just keeping it all locally on your phone. Now, there are a bunch of other minor updates in iOS 9, like transit in Maps, loyalty cards for Apple Pay, rich text notes, and also a new low power mode that switches off a few features in order to get up to 3 extra hours of battery. Now, iOS 9 will require 1.8GB instead of 4.6GB of space, making the update process a lot easier, and there are also a lot of new SDKs coming, such as Sprite Kit, Scene Kit, Gameplay Kit, Replay Kit, and Model I/O. iOS 9's public beta starts in July, and the public release is set for this fall. The new OS will support the iPad 2 and later, and the iPhone 4S and later. In other words, every device that supported iOS 8 will also support iOS 9. But give me your opinions on Apple's new mobile OS in the comments below. Give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it and you're excited about iOS 9, and I will see you next time.